you know, following this coronavirus that they have been talking about now for the last few weeks. And, I believe this thing will definitely become a pandemic. It's going to be global. It's just a matter of time. They're finding cases here in the US. The only thing they could do is quarantine people, but there's no real cure for this thing. And from what I understand, people decline really fast and die quickly from this thing. So, the coronavirus, 100,000 may already be infected, experts warn. So, about 100,000 people could be infected with the new coronavirus around the world, experts have warned, as the UK government face calls to reassure people that the NHS is ready to deal with any British cases within days. Professor Neil Ferguson, a public health expert at Imperial College, says his best guess was that there were 100,000 affected by the virus, even though there are only 2,000 confirmed cases so far, mostly in the city of Wuhan in China, where the virus first appeared. Sooner or later, we will get a case, he said. There are very large numbers of Chinese tourists across Europe right now, unless the Chinese manage to control this. And I am skeptical about whether that is possible. We will get cases here. Although no one has yet tested positive for coronavirus in the UK, Labour called on the government to reassure the public that the NHS could cope with an outbreak when it is already struggling with the winter flu season. John Ashworth, the shadow health secretary, said the NHS is currently under immense strain this winter, with staff already working flat out and hospitals overcrowded. We need urgent reassurance from ministers. They have a plan to ensure we have capacity in place to deal with coronavirus should we need to. So they're afraid of this thing, just like they are here in the US, you know? And I was looking at how China was quarantined. They were putting people in quarantine. And I think there was one city, it might be this Wuhan, that they put the entire city in quarantine, and I saw them put somebody inside of a tube. I mean, this is crazy and what they're doing for this thing, but people have still died. It's not like all of their measures are 100%. And you never know who's walking around with it and they don't even know they have it. Okay, others have said the UK authorities have been difficult to contact, with the British Embassy in Beijing shut on Friday and over the weekend, as well as Monday and Tuesday for the Lunar New Year. A Foreign Office spokesman said there would be some staff working despite the official closure and pointed to its 24-hour emergency assistance number. There was also no clarity on Sunday over whether the government would evacuate the estimated 200 Brits trapped in Wuhan, with the Foreign Office advising against all travels to Hubei province, but providing scant information on how to leave the affected areas. This is in contrast to France, the US, and Japan, who are putting in place logistics to get their citizens out. I tell you what, if I was over there working for an embassy and this mess broke out, this coronavirus, I would get out of there right away. It's not worth it. Mm-mm. Okay, so far, there are around 40 cases outside of China, including three Actually, there's 5 confirmed now in the United States and France. Um, all 56 deaths have occurred in China, mostly in people who were older and had underlying health problems that made it hard to fight off the virus. Oh, well, so they say. I don't know, y'all. All right, so let me just go down here. My best guess now is perhaps 100,000 cases right now, he said, although it could be between 30 and 200,000, 30,000 and 200,000. Almost certainly, many tens of thousands of people are infected. Wow. Most of the cases that have been exported to other countries from China have been mild, he said. That could mean mild cases of disease spread more easily than severe, life threatening cases, which sound like good news. But on the other hand, it means it is possible there will be a reservoir of mild disease in the country that goes unnoticed and can spread until it affects somebody vulnerable because of underlying poor health who becomes seriously ill. Yeah. People looking for people with a travel history to China are not necessarily looking in their local population, he said. There are a lot still unknown, he said. Yeah, and we don't have reports as of yet to the extent to which children are being infected, probably because of the bias towards severe cases. You know what this sounds like? It sounds like they really don't know what to do. They really don't. I remember when China was hit with SARS. Oh man, it was so many people that died from that. And I remember it being in the news and hearing about a lot of that. Um, that probably more than 10 years ago when I was hearing about that. I know it's been a while, but the cases I heard recently were in California where people were detected of having this coronavirus. So we shall see what happens. I mean, with the number of people that are traveling worldwide, I would not doubt if this turns into a pandemic. And it's all across the globe where they're trying to deal with this thing. I sure wouldn't want to deal with it. And I wouldn't want to be near anybody with this thing. It just seems like, where did these diseases come from? Seriously, is this another lab created disease? Somebody said there was a patent for the coronavirus. I wouldn't doubt it. You know, the way these folks talk about depopulation, I wouldn't doubt that they do something like this. I really wouldn't. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.